BismillahirRahmanirRahim. I heard you mention in a sohbet, I believe, you said people here in the West, they usually don't know how to read situations too well. When I was just overseas, I noticed, especially in the younger children, they mature for certain things much quicker
Yes.
than, because I was born here in the States,
Yes.
and it took me a little longer, like, to learn. Now I see these things these past few years, alhamdulillah. But it made me really realize, like, for one thing, it made me say alhamdulillah, you know, for being born in the situation I was in. Because when you go to other places, you see poverty, you see a lot of different
There's always
things.
a toss-up, huh?
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean when you are here. Now, when you are a child, you don't. These things didn't just come out from you. It has to be taught to you. So it's not your fault. It's the fault of your parents or our parents. They have to make the decision now which one is more important. Or which one is not an either or. Either you have manners, I'm putting it very simply, huh? Or your manners and you're poor and desperate, or you're a jerk but you have everything that you want. Now the parents must decide. It's not like that. Parents now must decide, okay, you have this, but you must also have this. Parents must start parenting. They must start raising their kids, understanding how they want the kids to be, according to Allah and His Prophet, according to your values, according to your, don't just leave them to the system. Then of course they're going to be like that.
And one more thing, it has to do with, like, people, just because I noticed, for one thing, they're more mature, sometimes also for like shaitan ways too, like for fitna, they're
sharp.
Very sharp.
Mm-hmm.
People here are more like straightforward. You could
And
tell when it's coming.
Innocent, yeah. And they're more dumb.
I learned a lot of
because
like,
they're trusting.
There's a lot of like I don't want to sound like those people are like evil eye.
Yeah.
But they're very sneaky for those things.
No, of course, because people here, they don't have, I'm speaking generally, if you want to get upset at me, get upset, I don't care, but there's not too much envy going on in this country. Although everyone sort of like has dunya, but there isn't really a very strong push for dunya, you know? They have it, they're satisfied. Americans are generally satisfied with simple things, right? Okay, you have this, you have that, you have your malls, you have, you know, your fast food, generally, right? It's not like, okay, they have fast food, now I want to go to a better fast food, now I want to go to, there's not really that much of a push. TV may show this and that, but in the culture, it's not. The parents are not saying that, no, we have to rise above our station. You cannot eat Kentucky Fried Chicken anymore. You have to eat Popeye. Okay, later you have to, no, right? They let go. But in certain other countries, there's a very big push, whether they have or they don't have, to always, I hate this word, but towards upgrade, right?
It's like they're chasing the West now. It's like I see that in a lot of the kids. I'm like,
there are certain places in the West, okay, especially like in Europe, it's completely different. England is different because of the value the social status has. And you always want to, if you're looking for that, okay, they say there's always a social status. You always want to rise above and above and above and above because you want to reach to that. But over here, even if they see, you know, who represents that over here? The billionaires, for example, or the celebrities. Everyone's looking, sort of trying to be, but there isn't really a very hungry push for it. It's more like fun. Okay? And there is less of an envy for each other. because everything is, this is one of the secrets of America too. There's more satisfaction. Yeah. So, yeah, back home it's different. They are very sharp. It can be used. The sharp knife, it can be used to cut onion or to cut your throat, right? Or to protect you. So these are just tools. But when the parents, not just the parents, here I'm meaning the parents, the leaders, the community leaders, the people who decide, there are people who decide our lives. Don't believe this BS saying, oh, you can decide. No, they decide what you wear, no? What TV you wear. Even with social media, they're still deciding. You do whatever you want, see whatever you want, it's already algorithmed. Huh? So they will decide now, next time you look, how you want to look. So they decide. Now, as a parent now, you have to understand what the system is. Then you have to be clear how you want this child to be raised according to his values. For that, you have to have strong Islamic spiritual leadership, because they've been trying to do that for decades here. It's not really working. There was a time when they thought Wahhabism was the fault, is the enemy. No, it's not really. And then suddenly people turn to become Sufi and, you know, the problem still persists. People who are running away from the spiritual teachings, from the religion, or people inside of the spiritual teachings and the religion, they hold it, but in a way that is going to block people, or they hold it in a way that the nutrition finished already. It's become just empty. Meaning it's not alive. Yeah.
And like you said, just the last thing about sharpening the knife. To sharpen the knife, like you said, you need something to like. Sometimes when you see it, but also when you go through it, like I feel like I learned a lot, but I feel like I still need a lot of sharpening.
Good.
And then once I'm sharp, learning when to use and when not to use, like you said,
right.
in the sukkah,
right.
Knowing situations, knowing
right.
people.
Right. And mostly you sharpen against a surface that is harder than you. Mostly. Then according to the one who is, you don't sharpen yourself, someone else sharpens you.
Yes.
Okay? Then they see if you are good and you're ready, they can even sharpen you against something that is not sharp, that is not hard, something that is so soft. They say, now sharpen yourself against that. And you can still. You can sharpen a knife with paper, no? You know that? Yeah. So, a lot of ways now. Now, at that time, they say, this, if you understand it's a lesson, it will sharpen you. If you understand, if you take lesson from this, you will gain knowledge. This one, you can. So at that time, you start looking, what did I learn? It's not the crazy kind of like every minute you're going to go, what did I learn? What about this, what this is. It's not like that too, you know? You understand? Okay. It's sort of like doing your work, something pops up out of the ordinary. This thing happened. What am I learning from this? What am I learning through the eyes of my Shaykh as he's teaching this? Take it. Especially bad things that's happening, don't look down on it, say, what am I learning? Do that when you're even watching the news. What am I learning? Be simple a little bit. I'm learning the azab of Allah. Then don't turn that to, oh, these people, they did wrong, and azab of Allah. That doesn't concern you so much. What concerns is for yourself. Shukr ya Rabbi, you're not testing us. Maybe we deserve it more than them. Definitely. But Allah is forgiving us. So you look to opportunities like that to come closer to your Lord. Inshallah. So that's how you need to do. What are you guys doing? Yeah? Okay. Anything else? This much is enough. وَمِنَ اللَّهُ تَوْفِيقٌ وَالْفَاتِحَةُ.